After the glorious summer's day that was Saturday, Sunday arrived, and so did the clouds and rain. So I am sat inside with nothing fantastical from the day to write about. So we will write about a conversation I had a little while back. It was, what is the nature of bravery? What does it mean to be brave is an interesting subject. A man that runs into a burning building to save a child is undoubtedly brave. A museum director that runs into his burning museum to save a priceless Van Gogh is also brave, but a man that runs into a burning building to save his Xbox is foolish. Does the value of the item you are saving matter? A human life and a priceless painting are undoubtedly valuable. Both the child and the painting are unique and can never be replaced. So the motivation and potential reward for saving them is high. But the man who has run into a burning building to save his Xbox has risked exactly the same as the others, but for a much smaller reward. Does this make him braver than them, or more foolish? During the First World War, the soldiers that followed orders and climbed out the trenches, walked slowly towards the enemy trenches and faced enemy machine guns were undoubtedly brave. But what was their choice? If they ignored orders and didn't march towards the enemy, there was a 100% chance they would be shot and killed for desertion. Whereas if they did follow orders and march towards the enemy, there was a 80% chance they would be shot and killed. The award for extreme bravery in the British Army is the VC, and I would argue that everyone who walked towards the enemy guns in WW1 showed extreme bravery. So why weren't they awarded the VC? The reason is simple, they were given no choice. Follow orders and maybe die, or don't follow orders and definitely die. Is that true bravery? The VC is normally awarded to people who choose to do brave things of their own free will. A soldier who throws himself on a grenade to save his platoon is brave, and will probably receive the VC. The motivation and potential reward for saving all those lives is high. A man who throws himself on a grenade to save his Xbox is a fool. His actions and result are the same as the soldiers. So is it only brave if there is a good reward for your actions? If you are foolish to run into a fire to save an Xbox, are you more or less foolish to run into a burning factory, to manually turn on the sprinkler system, so that the Xbox factory doesn't burn down? How many Xboxes must you save before it becomes brave, not foolish? 1, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 1 million, or is saving the structure of the building more important than the number of Xboxes saved? And if it is, why? During the Second World War, a soldier called Mad Jack Churchill came up the beaches of Normandy on D-Day carrying only a bow and arrow, and a claymore, traditional Scottish sword. No gun, no hand grenades, just a bow and arrow, and a sword. Was that brave or foolish? As he survived the war without injury, many people think he was brave. If he had been shot dead in the first 10 seconds, would that have made him foolish? Does the outcome of your actions determine if you are brave, more than your intentions at the start? If you run into a burning building and live or die trying to save a child, that's definitely brave. If you run into a burning building and survive while trying to save a Van Gogh, that's brave, but die and it might be considered foolish. If you run into a burning building and live or die trying to save an Xbox, most people would say that is foolish. If you run into a burning building and live trying to save a whole factory that makes Xboxes, might be considered brave, but die and it was foolish. That's what insurance is for. So what can I conclude? Is bravery only bravery, if it is 100% of your own free will, and you are putting yourself in immediate physical danger, to save something valuable from destruction? So conversely to what seems to be logical, bravery requires a reward to be brave, otherwise it's foolish. But what, I hear you cry, about other forms of bravery? What about, for example, people struggling with their sexuality? Is it brave to come out as gay or bisexual? It wasn't for me, as I live in Europe, and no one gives a damn, but for other people in other parts of the world it is. Not all societies are as advanced and forward-thinking. In some places in the world you can still be jailed or killed for your sexuality, thus putting yourself in danger. So that, I feel, fits the definition of brave. In order to try to get a better idea of what it is to be truly brave, I asked some 10-year-olds for their thoughts. Their answer: it's brave when you go on the ghost train. I like that answer, it's better than anything I have come up with.